Tucked in the heart of Lagos Island is the Alli Balogun Mosque, built in the year 1925. The man with the vision was the iconic Sheikh Ali Balogun, the wealthy Lagos merchant who was also an Islamic scholar reputed for his deep spiritual commitment, knowledge acquisition, and impacting his community. Since 1933, he has been gone, resting eternally in one corner of the edifice that continues to serve the community that he left behind. 100 years after, his descendants, through a foundation created in his name, have decided to give the historical piece a facelift. And in 3 months and some days, the old building that carries with it all the historical significance of the life of their patriarch is transformed.
It was wooden then.
It was wooden.
That's why I said we need to renovate this quickly.
Alhamdulillah.
For him to have single-handedly built this giant edifice is miraculous, and it's something that prompted all the great-grandchildren, and then still standing anyway, for that matter. It's not broken, nothing. All the pillars, you can see the dome of the windows, the architectural, the balustrade of the balconies. It's so amazing. So we thought of, we knew through use, 100 years, some of them were built with planks, so they are becoming, weak. And so we thought of, no, don't let it become so degenerated. We need to refurbish it, make it alive again.
The last time before now that I came here, I think I was about maybe 12 years old. I came with my mother, and it was such a huge place. And I thought, when you're little, everything, especially when it's 3 floors, looks huge. It looks so huge. And then 2 years ago, I came. It didn't feel like the right place. It was almost run down. It wasn't well catered for. And people would come in to pray, and some people were sleeping. It wasn't well managed. And this is like the house we lived in then, in Railway Compound. It was all hard brick and wooden floors, well polished. The woods some of the wood were coming off, the planks were rusty. Everything wasn't looking so good. And then it was just before then that the foundation was formed, and I was made the member and the secretary. I thought, well, I'm back to being a messenger, because usually the secretary is a messenger, the errand person in any organization. And we said, okay, we would raise funds. And I'm so glad for my chairman. She's an action woman, one-man band, She has energy, and she was like dragging everybody.
We just had this, our foundation, Alli Balogun Memorial Foundation. We are 9 in the committee, and we decided, okay, you know what? We can't get these hundreds of millions to bring back this mosque to modern style. So let's go out to people. And we went out. Lord, doors were open for us. As we knock at any door, we mention Alli Balogun. They say, oh yes, all along. This is it. I would say virtually what really, made this transformation is some public donation. You can't believe it. They were giving us money, advice, and all. And so we are. And we did it within 3 months.
Except the stairs. The stairs, I wouldn't have been able to climb it the way it was before. I can now climb very well and jump. When we were very small, we can jump. But by the time it was removed, the way you do it, to just fall off, it has not changed. And this, I'm sure, will stand for another 100 years by the grace of God. And our children, but they are seeing what we are doing. We are doing it for the man. We are doing it for Allah. Because there are so many verses in the Quran where Allah said, anybody that contributed to the worship of his name anywhere will get parts of the reward, of the original reward.
Retouched and refurbished, but what specifically changed?
The wooden balustrades, during the process of taking that off, we lost quite a number. So we went into the local market for the local carvers who adequately carved out the wood piece just to match what was with the building for over 100 years. So if you look at it, you will never know that we actually changed them. So, I mean, aside that, painting changed, then we modernized the finishes, the fittings and fixtures, the floor tiles, we changed the entire ceiling, and what we ensured we did was not to change the original character of the building.
Omoya, Opinjara Lodo, Olubisi Omodado Tinjeka Loloya.
The opening of the refurbished building is not just an event coinciding with the Islamic holy month of Ramadan. It is also a time to reminisce for some of the guests, including high-profile Lagos Island raised among them.
It reminds us as Muslims, that we are at the forefront of great things in this state, and we should not forget. We should never forget. And therefore, when we mention Lagos, it shouldn't be behind. We must be at the forefront to say these are the things we've done to foster good relationship. When our mama was talking, he said people that constituted are Christians. Some of them are Christians. So in our community, we don't divide ourselves based on religion. We move, and the Almighty Allah continue to allow peace to reign in our state.
It's a very historic building. So this is a regeneration, restoration of a building that is 101 years old. We must commend the family for this very bold step. It brings us back and connects us very, very deeply with our roots as Lagosians, and the Muslim Ummah also are reunited in having an extra place to practice their faith. The important thing is to use it responsibly, contribute to its maintenance, and preserve it for the next generation. It is not just a mosque, it is not just a building, it's a very, very important piece of the history of Lagos in the pre-colonial era, and it should last beyond that, just as we've seen buildings last hundreds of years in other parts of the world.
It's very, very important that the grandchildren, great-grandchildren of the great Alli Balogun have now renovated this mosque to the glory of Allah. So, we Allah be praised, and the children also be commended for remembering their great-grandfather.
In many areas of Lagos, you find that unfortunately historical buildings are simply torn down when they're falling apart. And it's so important to imbibe this culture of maintaining our heritage and keeping it for generations to come.
My knowledge of this mosque is that it's been here for decades, and the Alli Balogun family have acted as custodians of the mosque, and this generation has thought it fit to rebuild it.
The first call to prayer and congregational prayer session after the unveiling of the religious monuments, now renewed to continue meeting with the now and future aspirations of worshippers that will come from far and near to renew their spirituality and reconnect with God. Who knows? for how many more years to come? Tokumbo Oyetuji, Arise News, Lagos.